Okay, everyone, welcome to this standard showdown between Colron Chambers and Tyler Adams. Both players returning from X-Mage League Season 2. Um, Colron's going to be on the top of the screen. He's Paragon, and Tyler Adams is on the bottom of the screen, Lord Prophet. Both players have decided to take a mulligan, and both players have also decided to keep their hand, so we're underway. These players were from the same group last year, so last season, so they have played each other before. Oh no, sorry, I correct that. Actually, Tyler was in group two. Colron was in group one. Um, Tyler, who's on the bottom of the screen, uh, finished second in the group in the Legacy, and he started off here with two Thraben Inspectors. Two planes. At this stage, I'm going to guess and say the blue-white Monument deck. Colron's straight up red-black to start with, so I'm not really sure what we're expecting there. Possibly some sort of Grixis build. And there's the land that taps can do an extra 2 damage. You can sacrifice a desert and do 2 damage. It's become quite popular, and Tyler follows up with his own new desert, which is just a tapped land that cycles. It's not the one that gives +1/+1 to creatures. The two little Thraben Inspectors get in for some damage, and a pass of the turn. Cryptolith Fragment, we haven't really seen too much of that yet. It's add 1 mana of any colour and each player loses 1 life. So I had this in my sealed pool for the Eldritch Moon pre-release. The idea of the land is that both players have to get down to below 10 life in order for it to flip. It flips into a 1/4 with Death Touch, but that's going to make it difficult because Tyler plays an Aerial Responder, which is a 2/3 flying vigilance lifelink. He's maintaining just the Thraben Inspector beatdowns of Colron down to 15 now. But once the Aerial Responder starts getting in, it's going to be difficult for Colron because he's going to be gaining 2 life a turn. LKD, I don't know who that is, has decided to drop by and start watching as well. Welcome. Okay, this is one of the new cards from. It has Afflict 4, and whenever it blocks whenever it attacks and it's not blocked, Colron can cast an instant or a sorcery without paying its mana cost. Of course, the new mechanic Afflict means that when he swings it and attacks, if it's blocked, it's going to do 4 damage. So the trade-off here for Tyler is he either blocks it and takes 4 damage, or he doesn't block it and he lets Colron cast an instant or a sorcery for free. He's just dropped an Aethersphere Harvester. He doesn't swing the 2 Thraben Inspectors here, even though the Responder could block the Wildfire if he wanted to, so maybe a point of damage missed out there. So now we're going to see the Wildfire come in and see how Tyler wants to deal with this. Decides to put just an Inspector, so he's going to take 4 damage from the Afflict. And if this turns into some sort of a race, we've got the Aerial Responder gaining him 2 life on the way back, so the Afflict is really doing 2 damage each turn. Here's Agonti's Machinations. This was quite popular. Whenever you lose life the first time, you get 1 energy, and you can pay 2 energy sacrifice, and it does 3 damage. Not 3 damage, sorry, the opponent loses 3 life. So it's kind of like a Black Lightning Bolt. But Colron's down to 12 life, and there's potentially 4 more coming in here, so he just has to be careful. Tyler can fire up the Ethersphere Harvester here. He's got the energy to give it lifelink as well. So he fires up the Harvester. See if he's going to get into... Colron does have 2 mana available, 3 mana available. See if he's got a response, or he's going to take 5 damage. And he does. It's a good one. Unlicensed Disintegration. He'll take 1 from the Cryptolith Fragment to cast it. And because he takes 1 from the fragment, he gets the energy from Conti's Machinations. And down goes the Ethersphere Harvester. But he still takes a bit of damage, down to 9. Tyler sitting at a healthy 15. So what's Tyler going to do, Colron going to do here is, there's 4 damage on the other side of the board. Tyler still has access to 2 clues to crack. Colron is, he's going to cast out he's going to play cast out here. On what? The Wildfire Eternal, I'm guessing. Yep, down goes the Wildfire Eternal. So that's 4 damage a turn. That's not going to happen. And Live Fast is the card draw, so draw 2, lose 2 life and get 2 energy. So he's down to 7. This is getting precarious. He's almost at the point now where he probably needs Sweltering Suns just to wipe the board. Plays Foreboding Ruins and reveals the land, so rather than play it tapped, he must have something up his sleeve. And he does, it's an Abrade. Probably going after taking down the Aerial Responder. Just to stabilize it a little bit. He's got 6 life left. And there's 2 damage only on the board, so it's not the end of the world. Or suddenly that changes things. It's a 2-turn clock now. Tyler's still open to a Sweltering Suns, but Colron's got to have the answer next turn or he's dead. Colron drops to 2. So here we go. Colron needs something now that can remove both. Sweltering Suns is the only card I can think of that can do it, or Yeheni's Expertise in the colours that he's playing. Or an Hour of Devastation, the new card. Let's see what he's got. There's no oh, there it is, the new card, Hour of Devastation. So that's going to clear the board. He takes 1 for tapping the Cryptolith Fragment, so he's down to 1 life. So he can't tap the fragment for anything else now. But here's the pressure from Tyler. Because Colron's at 1 life, every threat he plays is lethal. So Colron's going to need to have another answer next turn. Cracks a clue main phase because he missed his land drop. So here we go. What can Colron come up with this time? Have to give kudos to Colron as well here. For it looks like his own brew. I'm not familiar with this deck, so he's had a crack at coming up with something himself to get the job done. Tyler's deck, I think I saw it the other day on Saffron Olive. Cast a Collective Brutality, so that'll work. That'll take down the Lone Rider and possibly give himself some life as well. If he taps the Cryptolith Fragment, he'll drop to 10 here. Sorry, he can't tap it now. So I was going to say, once he can get Tyler to 10, the fragment will flip. But he chooses the life gain as well, so he goes up to 3. So now what's Tyler got this turn? Colron just needs a turn off. Oh, well that's the last, that's as far from a turn off as you can get. Gisela the Broken Blade. I was going to say, he just needs a turn off so he can stabilize and drop a threat of his own rather than having to have an answer each turn. Although Gisela is vulnerable to a Braid. We've already seen that out of Colron's deck. And passes the turn. We don't see a Braid at the end of the turn. Gisela's a 5/4 thanks to the cast out. So 3 cards in hand. One of them has to be an answer for Gisela. Insult to Injury. Damage can't be prevented this turn. And the backside I'm not familiar with. But he's obviously going to double cast it. Oh, and damage does double. So he's going to take 1 from the Cryptolith right here. But because damage does double, it's going to do 2 damage. Casting the backside of Insult to Injury. 2 damage, so it's going to do double, so it's going to do 4 damage and get Gisela off the board. Drops Colron to 1, but both players now are below 10, so the Cryptolith Fragment's going to flip on Colron's next turn. So I don't know how he's done it, but Colron's come back into this one pretty well. And here's a combo for you. Glory Bound Initiate with Always Watching. Cracks a clue, so he's only got 1 mana open. 6 life left. But he needs to hold off the Initiate. The Fragment's going to flip now into Aurora of Emrakul. So whenever he attacks, he's got the win. Aurora will attack, do 3 damage, and then he can sack Gonti for the other 3 damage. So that's a fantastic win for Colron in the first game.